What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Jesus Ramos versus Erickson Lubin, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBA Super Welterweight World Title Eliminator and for the WBC Diamond Super Welterweight title. And this fight was Saturday, September 30th from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this fight was broadcasted on Showtime pay-per-view, and in this fight, Erickson Lubin gets the upset unanimous decision victory over Jesus Ramos. So let me just say this first. When they were going into the decision, I was not sure what they were going to have it. I thought it was going to be a split or majority decision, and it was a very boring and terrible fight. Let me just say that first. This fight was terrible. It really stunk up a very good undercard, or very good card. The prelim fights were very good on Showtime's YouTube live stream. The main card fights with Resendiz and Garcia were very good, as well as the last fight between Ugas and Barrios. That was a very fun fight as well. This fight was terrible. Erickson Lubin was running around the entire night. Jesus Ramos was going forward, not really doing a lot. It was a very boring fight. I was watching it with my family. Like my dad and my uncle were barely even watching the fight because it was very boring. Me and my cousin sat to watch it. I had it 114-114 or I just had it a draw 114-114. My cousin had it 117-111 for Lubin. He favored Lubin's work. The three judges had it 117-111, 116-112, and 115-113 for Lubin, which was shocking. I thought it was a draw leaning in Ramos's favor. I had a 114-114, like I said. But just to break down my scorecard round by round, the first four rounds I gave them all to Jesus Ramos, but the first round was a feel-out round. Could have went either way. I could see it going either way, honestly. So I could possibly see it 115-113 for Lubin, considering that first round I thought was a feel-out. In that first round, I gave it to Ramos because he landed a big left hand to the body. But rounds 2, 3, and 4, I thought were easy rounds for Ramos. I thought he was just controlling Lubin just by going forward, landing the better work. Then rounds 5 and 6, though, I gave them to Erickson Lubin. I thought that he was just boxing a bit better in those rounds, and that Ramos was just not doing a lot, not doing enough. Then at rounds 7 and 8, I gave them to Jesus Ramos. I thought that Ramos was just pressing better and was just doing more. But then rounds 9, 10, 11, and 12, I'll be honest, the later rounds, Lubin did win. Even though they were very boring, Ramos just wasn't doing enough, and Lubin would jab, throw some little combinations. It was boring, but he won those late rounds 100%. And that I guarantee, I'm at 100%. I think that Lubin won those last four rounds. Round 10 was close, but otherwise, I think Lubin definitely won those last four. So I think the widest you could have this fight for Ramos is 116-112, I would say. But it was really a tough fight to score nonetheless. And some of those earlier rounds were kind of hard to score. So, like I said before, I could see it being 115-113 for Lubin. But like I said before, it could be 115-113 either way. I had it a draw. I mean, it's just a hard fight to score and a very boring fight to score if you're going to sit there for 36 minutes and watch these two guys land pity-patter shots on each other. So, I mean, mostly it was at fault of Lubin. And obviously, I'm not going to hate on Lubin as much. I know I said it was very boring, but, I mean, if I was in there fighting for my life, fighting for my family, fighting for my just livelihood, I mean, of course I'm going to do anything that I need to do to win, and Lubin was doing that. I mean, everyone was expecting him, myself included, to get destroyed in this fight. And he was just boxing, fought smart, and didn't even get hit clean once. So, I mean, props to Lubin, I guess. But this goes into the question, what is next for him? He's now 26-2, and this is a massive win for Lubin. I'm going to be honest. This is an amazing win for Lubin. This does a lot of things for his career. Like, really, this is a fantastic win. I can't even say how much of a great win this is for Lubin's career. He was coming off of that, or he had that tough fight with Fundora just about over a year ago in April of 2022. Came back with that win over Luis Arias. And, I mean, this win is just huge. For him, this could open up a big opportunity. He picked up the WBC Diamond belt, I believe so. On BoxFricks said that belt was on the line. Also, it was a WBA Eliminator, which is quite interesting. Maybe he could fight for the regular title at 154, possibly. But maybe we could see Lubin take on the winner of Tim Tszyu and Brian Mendoza. That could be a big fight. I mean, he could fight the winner of that, and that'll most likely be for like the WBO world title could be for the WBC if Jermell Charlo ends up deciding to not keep his belts at 154, saying, like, let's say if he beats Canelo in the main event, because as the time of this video is posted, the Canelo fight did not happen yet. And who knows? What if Charlo says he wants to move up to 160? Who knows? So, Erickson Lubin could get a world title shot next if he fights Tim Tszyu, or the winner of Tim Tszyu and Brian Mendoza. But as for Jesus Ramos, losing here for the first time in his career, this is a tough loss because he probably thought he had this fight in the bag. But I mean, really, it's just tough to say what's next for him. He might take on some. I don't really think he's going to take on like bums or unknown fighters, journeymen, to get easy wins. Because this is, although it's a tough loss, it's not a brutal loss. Like, it's not like he lost this fight bad. Like, he arguably won this fight. So, I mean, I think he's going to fight someone within the top 15 at 154 next. He could fight a Tony Harrison type fighter. Who knows? They could throw even Lubin in with someone like a Ioannis Tellez. They could put in Jesus Ramos with Ioannis Tellez maybe next. But who knows? I still think Jesus Ramos is a very good top 10 super welterweight. So overall, Erickson Lubin gets the win of his career as he upsets Jesus Ramos, putting on, although a boring performance, he landed a lot of jabs and got the job done on the judges' scorecards, winning by unanimous decision, although I thought it was a draw. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.